flip. Why would a horse have a hunter flip?
Check the legs, brambles and
legs and also back. A hunter will have either just a patch like this or an actual none-the-shaped pad underneath, and it gives a little bit more protection. Your show horse will have so much fluff and bits underneath that they're going to be absolutely fine. Okay, a horse that's a little bit thoroughbred or sport horse like this, and it's fairly prominent in its bone, you might choose to leave a little saddle pad under the saddle. You ain't going to see it anyway. Yeah, it's complete personal preference.
This, like, is it a trace clip? Or is it chaser clip?
So your chaser is going to run like this. And basically, you don't want to go a straight line. You want to emphasise muscle. Yeah? Chaser. Yeah?
Would you do that on a horse that was just doing like medium work? Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Yeah. You've got your blanket, which would come mid-wither down, and you can have a high, a medium, or a low, depending on how much coat you wanted to take off. Straight line. Basically, can you see how the flanks here, coat changes direction? So I would hold things like this. I'll do a semicircle to there. And I'll put my blades there. I'll do a semicircle to that point, and then you keep it. Yeah? On the back, go over. On the back here, I would always tie the tail up, okay? But I would draw to a point. Because I want to see this muscle here, yeah? I want to follow that line. I would come to a point here, and then I'll go up. So you see points running down. And you're always checking to make sure you're even, okay? You're always checking to make sure your lines are even.
What about keeping stuff around the hind legs? You know, there's somewhere you just keep, you either keep triangle top, or you keep sort of
some like to come up like this.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Some like to just come straight round.
Yeah.
Some like to just keep a triangle there. Yeah. If you shaved off that, it would look quite peculiar if you just had a towel, yeah? So it's good to just draw it up to a point. Okay?
I did brush him a bit.
Yeah. Filling off that part.
Exactly the same. When you're doing the horse's head, you'd have them head collar around the neck and the knot undone. Someone possibly holding.
Between chaser and face, trace, is it just if the horse minds having its face clipped or not? Or
say again?
Between chaser and trace. Because one of them is not the face, right? Trace?
You can do whatever you like.
Do half face on the trace.
In a full clip, everything should be taken off. Head, legs, body bump, everything should come off, okay? On any other clip, there's nothing to stop you doing that and then that.
You want it just in line with the cheek straps, though,
yeah,
don't you?
it's
So
going to come dead
again,
straight.
it's like a bit
with the
bridle
bridle
straight.
sits
So
in
you do
bridle line
that, yeah? Okay, you just lift a little at the end to get your line, yeah? So you just go along, underneath, you're going that way, out the neck, you're going this way.
Why would you undo the knot? Why wouldn't you keep it like that with the thing round?
Because if you pull back, you break his neck.
Oh.
It needs to be, so it's one of those, it's going to be the rope that comes through.
I thought that's why the string was there, so it could
Not
yeah, but when you're doing its head and you've got something wrapped around its throat, yeah.
That's the only time you want
Yeah,
to
it takes a bit for that to break.
Yeah.
and you've got quite a way for it to come through.
yeah, exactly.
But that's a real safety thing for BHS, isn't it? You must undo it.
Yeah.
Okay, but as I said, the type of clip is defined on the workload that it's going to do. Okay?
I medium low trace.
Right, okay. And the thing is, you don't need much to do with this. You haven't actually physically got to do anything. You've just got to talk
Do
about
you have to be able to pull it apart, take it apart and put it back in? Can we have another?
Make sure that you always hold back, otherwise it's going to fall apart.
And would you store it with the blades out?
Spring.
blades out and separated.
Do you have to talk about using the trimmers as well? So
Yeah, hold on a second. You always have a pair of blades. I couldn't swap this one for something else. Keep your as a pair, okay?
Stay on.
Yes.
Just stay on. Oh, polar back.
Here's your polo backs, yeah?
And it matches the number. There you are. Nice baby blue.
Okay. You would wrap these possibly in you'd well oil them, and you'd possibly wrap in some kind of brown paper, yeah, or newspaper. Sometimes people use, but brown paper is better. You do them separately, but then you'd probably elastic band around the two to keep them together. These, hold that a moment, don't stab yourself. These I would keep together separate in my box, either like this, or I would have them through and keep it all together like that. So it all stays together. What you don't want is these bits separate, because if you lose them, you're pretty much stuffed. Okay? Well oiled, well cleaned, it must all be put away, packed, ready for next use. Yeah? Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay? When you're putting it all back together, small one first. Back one, and then pin through. Do you want to do that? Put your pin through. Keep hold of it, turn it over. Hold that pin, that's it, turn it over. Spring, screw,
Yeah.
don't drop it, no pressure. Put a bit of weight to it, that's it. Okay? Yeah, that's what we've got to do. Well oiled, well
All the way
cleaned.
down.
Okay? When you're talking about your plaiting, you'd match the bands to the colour of the mane.